by the Auditor General's report regarding the 15 billion goat rollout project that was implemented in 7 districts. We are concerned because the Auditor General is, despite all odds, is trying to do his work, despite all odds. But whatever it does, we don't know whether we get value for money. He gives us the reports, they come to Parliament, they try to invite those people to their committees, but at the end of the day, nothing happens. So sometimes you question whether it is still useful to continue giving our money to the Auditor General to look into these things, and at the end of the day, nothing is done. But all in all, he's doing a good job because he's letting us know what is happening. If we don't pull up our socks as citizens of Uganda and try to raise enough noise to the powers that be to change the way they are squandering our money, to not be up to Mr. Mwanga and his team, to be our weakness as Ugandans. That's why we are very much concerned. This is an example we are giving here, which is in the report. We are not inventing it. The Minister of Agriculture imported 71 goats at a cost of 528 million. You know, this 500 million has a lot of meaning these days. But this is 528 million, and you are buying 71 goats, which means each goat was bought at 7.3 million Uganda shillings. These are special goats. Maybe they're importing them from somewhere in the universe, but each is 7.3 million. What is so surprising that most of these goats died a few days after they were distributed to people who were supposed to graze them and raise their incomes. This is so dangerous in that they tell you they are going to give you goats, you prepare the ground where they are going to graze from, someone brings those goats, even slaughter the other type of goat, and then you celebrate, you have got new goats. 2 weeks after, all of them are dead. The biggest percentage of these goats died, according to the reports. Most of you, I'm sure, are aware. But each of them was bought at 7.3 million. Our concern as a party lies in government's continued mismanagement of taxpayers' money and affairs of the country. Despite the commendable job of the Auditor General in exposing such theft, we don't understand why Parliament fails to take action. Parliament has the authority to decline allocating further funds to these taxpayer money vampires. Yet they keep approving allocation to them year in, year out. This year they eat all the money, they squander it as they want, they buy those golden goats of 7.3 million. But the following year they will be assured of getting money again. That one concerns our party. Why do you waste all this money? And you know you are wasting it. You have the powers to stop the money from going to the ministries, but you continue allocating the money. What is behind all this? Are we sharing the loot? What is going on? We must not forget the past scandals, such as the exorbitant purchase of pens by the Bank of Uganda at 357,000. A pen like this one, buying it at 300,000. The purchase of COVID rats, you know those rats of 8 million. I don't know how many rats they have produced up to today. Because if they had produced those enough rats by now, the economy of Uganda can depend on those rats if you also sold them out to other countries. 8 million each rat. I don't know whether they produce or not, those rats. If they are to be producing, then it will be a source of income to our country also, selling each rat at 8 million. But all these individuals were summoned to the committee concerned in Parliament. None of them has ever been punished. So what we have concluded as FDC, that these would-be culprits have learnt a trick. You are given money, steal it, conjure some papers, documents here and there. You are summoned to the committee. You go to the committee. You pretend to be terrified, quaking. You just talk softly. Don't argue with the parliamentarians. Start sweating profusely. Ask for water, as if your pressure is killing you. Then go home and enjoy your loot. That's the end of the story. You wait for the next allocation. You repeat the same thing. That trick has worked in Parliament. Nobody goes there and is punished. The only thing they do is to pretend to be quaking. Only that. Be terrified. They just sit there and are terrified. People are going to take me to prison. Sometimes they even send them to CID of Parliament. I think that's the only CID office in Uganda which has never followed up a case with DPP. That's CID in Parliament. So, if this is concerned, that Ugandans are getting used to being told of the wrongs which are happening in ministries by the Auditor General. The Auditor General, I'm sure he must be frustrated by now also, because you bring a report this time, people even hate you for bringing a report pinning them. Nothing is done. They even start laughing at you. That you thought you were going to pin us. Now you are going to come back next year and do it again. Nothing will happen. That's why that gentleman, Mr. Mwanga, I think, is one of the most frustrated people in Uganda. You try to work for your government with a lot of risk, because it involves a lot of billions, but nothing is done.